I have some data that I want backed up on the cloud. It's my emergency backup and I choose Google Cloud Storage. I am not going to access this data very often, maybe not even once a year. What storage class should I use in this case? In this video, we will see how we can work with buckets on Google Cloud Storage. So let's click on navigation menu. Now we need to scroll down to storage section and then click on the browser option. This is where all your buckets live, and this is where you can manipulate them using the web console. Now let's create our first bucket here. Click on create button. Next, we need to specify the name of the bucket in the text box. There are some rules that your bucket name must follow. Don't worry, the web console gives you hints right there. One thing that I want you all to note here is that bucket name is global. That means you can't have a bucket name that clashes with any other bucket in the entire world, which means common names such as my first bucket are probably already in existence. Bucket names need to be globally unique. So, it's probably a good idea to prefix your bucket name with your organization name or your project name. So, I am going to call my bucket as coding hex bucket 1. Then hit continue. Now, under location type, I will choose multi-regional bucket if I expect that traffic will access that bucket from around the world. But if my traffic is more local, concentrated in one part of world, say Asia, then I can go with the regional bucket. It still provides low latency and fast lookup. Next, I am going to locate this bucket in US Central 1. Say continue. Next, we need to choose a default storage class for your data. Here we have a few options which have their own reasons. For example, if you want to access your data once a month, then it is a good option to go with Nearline. Or if you want to use your data for disaster recovery, then CodeLine is a good option. There are many cases when we prefer to store data for archival reason that we want to access only once a year. In that case, archive is a good option. So in this example, let's go with Nearline and hit continue. This is access control option with which you can choose the access correspond to a specific group of users. Hit continue here. This is the advanced setting. Let's leave it right now. Hit the create button. One important point to remember about buckets is that they are standalone. They are not tied to a compute engine instance, a container, or even an app engine object. You can create buckets by themselves and store data within it and access it from anywhere into the world. You do not have to have any instance running. After the bucket creation, we are going to upload data into it. This is the bucket that we have just created. Now we are going to upload data into it by clicking on upload files button. Let me select a sample image here. The data that is stored in a bucket is called object. Cloud Storage has correctly identified this image as JPEG, and each object has a storage class associated with it. You can also view the data that you have stored in the buckets. You just need to click on the image and you can see the preview here. Okay. If you are no longer using a bucket, just go ahead and delete it so that you are not taking up resources and you are not burned unnecessarily. So hit the buckets option, select this bucket, hit the delete button. Just confirm deletion, and here you need to specify the bucket name. Just copy paste, confirm. So in this video, we have successfully created a bucket, uploaded files to it, and then deleted a bucket. Coming back to the question that I asked in the beginning of video is, what storage class would I choose for my bucket if I wanted it for emergency backup? I want the lowest storage cost and I don't mind paying a high fees if I have to access it. That's emergency call after all. So the answer is I would choose the code line storage because it fits our requirement. That's it from this video. Thanks for watching.